Before we delve into today's story, it's important to understand the stance that Epic Games has taken, this idea of big guy protecting little guy, and they're trying to show that through the Epic Games versus Apple legal battle, where Epic is arguing antitrust against Apple because of their strict App Store policies that force developers to sell their apps through the App Store and give that 30% cut to Apple, though it is my belief that Epic is largely doing this because they want a bigger take of the Fortnite money made on iOS. And with Epic Games Store, they've tried to argue it's all about big guy helping out little guy by lowering the revenue share that they have to give to the platform holder, and by doing exclusivity deals where they give them a wad of cash in exchange for timed exclusivity, though all of that comes across as less genuine when you consider situations like this one indie developer who got approached with an exclusivity deal. They only wanted to release their game on all platforms, Epic Games, Steam, and whatever, without signing the exclusivity deal and without getting that cash infusion. Epic told them that the only option for them to get their game on Epic Games Store was to sign that exclusivity deal. Meanwhile, AAA publishers and developers get free reign over where they release their games on which storefronts. They get special treatment that indie developers don't. Stuff like that makes me think that this is all more about business, and this narrative of big guy helping little guy isn't really all there. One of Epic's recent moves has been perceived as contrary to this big guy help little guy stance and makes it look more like big fish eat little fish. So with all that in mind, let's dive into today's story regarding Among Us developers not being happy with Epic Games and the way Fortnite straight up copied Among Us's specific style of Impostors gameplay. So here's the trailer for those who haven't seen it, and the tweet here reads, "The bridge is under attack. Will you ensure the safety and security of the bridge, or follow Jones' footsteps and sabotage the imagined order from within? Play Fortnite Impostors now. Remember, trust nobody." So Fortnite's Impostors mode is a limited time only mode, though I don't know up until when this is limited to, but it is straight up just Among Us. It is the whole idea of you starting in one place and having to perform a variety of activities, chores that you have to perform within a certain time limit. Along the way, the designated imposters can kill players, and then you come together in an emergency meeting, discuss who to boot out. It's that asymmetrical gameplay of non-imposters having to go around doing chores and finish them before the time limit, or vote out the right imposters before the time limit, while imposters have to kill everyone before they fulfill all of their chores or before the time limit runs out. And while it's important to acknowledge that Among Us didn't invent the imposters genre, there can certainly be made a case for Among Us having a very specific style, a very specific design of the imposters genre, and Fortnite Impostors doesn't really vary that up all that much. It's pretty much a carbon copy of Among Us, save for, the camera perspective and the fact that it uses a different engine. And so there's been some contention about what Epic Games is doing here by essentially taking an idea from the small indie dev and doing their version of it that isn't really all that different from what the inspiration was, and trying to become the de facto game of this specific version of the imposter genre that Among Us established. Which is why you've got people responding with posts like "This better have been approved by Among Us," and in response to this specific tweet, Among Us simply posted a not amused face. And since then, we've seen a number of Among Us developers speak out, as reported by various news outlets who linked to various Twitter posts that express Among Us developers' disapproval of the way Epic handled this. And one developer, as you'll soon see, even tried to reach out to Epic to work on a collaboration, but Epic didn't get back to them, and they did their own version of Among Us instead. So first up, we have a tweet by Gary Porter, who is a Unity programmer who worked on Among Us, and he pointed out how the maps in both Among Us and Fortnite Impostors are very similar in their design. And scrolling further down, he noted how this basically feels like somebody took somebody else's homework and just switched some words around and submitted it as their own. Gary Porter tweeted, "I haven't been tweeting much recently because I've been working so hard on upcoming content for Among Us, so it feels weird to be compelled to tweet again because of stuff like this. It's okay though, they flipped electrical and medbay and connected security to the cafeteria. At a glance, the two maps may look different, but another Twitter user pointed out how structurally with color-coded lines, this map is damn near identical to how Among Us structured its map. You can see right here how rooms are connected in a damn near identical fashion. You've got this central room here that branches out into these specific areas in almost the same way. And this Twitter user, Stephen, had this to add: "Some people seem like they can't see the similarity, so here it is. It's not obvious. The room might have different points, but you can't look at this and think it's totally different." Here's another Among Us developer, the community director of Among Us, Victoria Tran, who tweeted, "It would have been really, really cool to collab, haha. Just sad indie hours right now. Like, game mechanics are fine, those shouldn't be gate-kept, but at the very least, even different themes or terminology makes things more interesting." It's important to keep in mind that the Among Us developers aren't calling for the imposter genre to be copyrighted by them and for this style of game to be gate-kept. They're just asking for those who do take inspiration from Among Us to actually do their own take and to differentiate themselves enough from Among Us where it feels like they put some effort into coming up with their own twist rather than flat out copying exactly what somebody else did minus a few things that you changed around. Especially when you're a company as big as Epic and have the manpower and resources to be able to churn out polished games or game modes like Impostors very easily and are able to very easily draw ideas that indie developers may take years to develop and create your own version that really feels like their version. And this goes doubly true for a company that claims to be the big guy looking out for the little guy. But again, this feels more like big fish trying to eat little fish. Fortnite Impostors, it's the point where even the colors that you can pick for your characters, for your suit, they're the exact same 12 colors featured in Among Us. Next up, we have tweets from one of the creators of Among Us, Twitter user Puff, who tweeted this: "We didn't patent the Among Us mechanics. I don't think that leads to a healthy game industry. Is it really that hard to put 10% more effort into putting your own spin on it, though? It's important to note that the developers aren't saying that we own the imposter genre, we pioneered it or anything, and it doesn't look like the developers are seeking to take legal action or anything. They're just venting a little bit." And I'll note that I did defend Epic when PUBG tried to sue Fortnite because it claimed and alleged that Fortnite lifted all of its ideas. And the thing is, the Battle Royale genre has just been a long-running thing even before PUBG, and Fortnite did have those building mechanics that you can do live during gameplay that kind of set it apart from the rest of the pack. But it's also hard to deny that Fortnite's success comes from riding the wave of hype of a specific genre. They leveraged the popularity of Battle Royale with PUBG and created their own compelling version, and now they're trying to do the same with Among Us, and I have to wonder, is this what Fortnite is going to become? Is it just going to lift ideas that are becoming popular and going to try to ride the wave, or are they going to leverage what's really popular right now for them, which is Battle Royale, and also try to come up with unique ideas? And making optics even worse for Epic is the fact that according to one of the creators of Among Us, according to Puff here, worst part is we have been actively trying to collaborate with them, and they were apparently ignored because they were working on their own version of Among Us, one that again is just way too similar to the source material, and so they blew them off so that they could benefit from the specific Impostors gameplay idea that Among Us came up with, that specific structure, style of gameplay. If you're taking from indie developers and not doing enough to differentiate yourself, the principle of the thing just feels wrong. So I think it is absolutely worth calling out Epic Games for this, especially the company that claims to be big guy fighting for little guy. One positive note is that this is a limited time event, but no doubt Epic Games has benefited from the PR attention they got by releasing this game mode that straight up just copies Among Us. And even making this a temporary event, it's going to draw in new people. They are going to financially benefit, and they'll do so by ripping off Little Fish, and it's just not a good look across the board. Or at the very least, that's one man's take on everything. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Epic's Fortnite Impostors game mode, do you think it copies Among Us a bit too much? Do you think Epic has the right to create a game mode like Impostors? What do you think about the principle of the thing? Do you think Epic is right or wrong in this? Share all of your thoughts in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.